Good morning, Amory Hill School. It's Mr. Mann here, and it's actually Sunday, the 14th of June, but this will hopefully go out tomorrow and you'll see this assembly. I hope you're all well, and I'm trying something a bit different today. Trying a different piece of software called Loom, and so you can put my face to the voice because you haven't seen me for quite a while. That might be a blessing or a curse, but I'll let you be the judge of that. Today's assembly is based on based on your responses to a survey we conducted with you several weeks ago. It was something we did through Show My Homework, and I wanted to feed back to you some of the findings, but also some of the questions some of you have put at the end of the survey, and there were quite a few common themes that came through, and it seemed appropriate to speak to you about those today. The main findings, though, that from the assembly, or from the in this assembly, but from the survey, I should say, are these headed here, and it painted a really positive picture, which is really nice in a time where it's been really hard for you, and you haven't been in school for 12, and we're moving into the 13th week now, but nevertheless, it was interesting to see some of your responses, and these figures were comparable to across the country where students are taking a similar sort of survey. But I think the first point is really nice and really reassuring in one respect, that you do feel more calm and satisfied with your lives at this moment compared to other secondary school students up and down the country. And I think that speaks volumes for the way your families have supported you, and hopefully the school at this time. 48% of you can see there are either happy or very happy to be working at home. Clearly would love to be back in school, and I guess that when that time comes, it's going to be a great day. And 76% of you are doing 3 or more hours of work per day, which I probably would have expected as a high number. But there has been a lot of work sets, and and I'll come back to that a little bit later in the presentation. 49% of parents are taking an interest in helping you out with your schoolwork, which again is really important to help support you at this time. Not to do it for you, they're not teachers, but to help you if they can is really good to see so many doing that. And this one, I was again pleased about. 75% of you are getting at least 1 hour of exercise a day. It's so important that you keep exercising, you're trying to keep fit and healthy, and you're eating as well as possible, because it's very easy when we've been locked down for such a long time to forget about those basic things. But they're the things that keep our mind and keep our energy up, and make us feel good about ourselves. And exercise is a key part of that. It doesn't surprise me again that 44% of you are feeling bored. It's been a long time to do the same thing over and over again. I keep talking to my family about being Groundhog Day, the same day over and over and over again. And I've had those times of feeling very bored myself, and I can totally accept that. But 72% of you are still feeling okay about the current situation. You're able to cope with it, which is good. But like a lot of society, there are a significant number of you out there who have found it difficult and find it challenging. And hopefully in the conversations that your tutors have had last week and will have next week and the week after for Year 11, I sincerely hope that we can support you in some way, if not, even though it's remotely, in letting you overcome some of those obstacles and help and guide you through that. And then you can see the rest there. 88% of students feel they have enough personal space, and that's really good. So you've got space to be away and have your own time and to do your work. And 72% feel that you're able to relax and move away from schoolwork often enough. And 91% of you, that's a really high figure, feel comfortable at home during this lockdown. But 9% is still a high number of people who have found it difficult at home. And we do understand and appreciate that as well. So we're moving on to there's just a few sort of main themes that came through with students that had questions, and I've tried to put them into about 3 or 4 different headlines or different questions, which I'm going to try and answer in the next couple of slides. The first one is, I have so much work to do and I've got completely behind. Will I get into trouble? Well, the simple answer to that is no, you're not going to get into trouble. This has been a completely unique situation for all of us, and the way we've had to work and adjust over the last 12 weeks has taken us all by surprise, and it's meant that teachers, as well as yourselves, are having to learn how to adapt and do things in a very, very different way. So the amount of work that we probably said early on was probably quite significantly more than we normally do in a lesson. But teachers wanted to make sure that you were busy and you had enough to do at home. And I guess over the time, staff have realised what is most appropriate and how much they should set on a daily basis. So my advice to you right now is, as of today, is to, if you are getting completely behind, is to say, right, stop. Don't look at what's gone on in the past. Just focus on today and now. You've got 6 lessons today. What are the 6 lessons that I've been set work for? And start from now. Okay? That's really important. You can just put the rest behind you and just start from today. And those 6 lessons you work on today, and then tomorrow you'll have another 6 lessons. And go on like that. And if you can just, reset yourself, I think is probably the best thing. That would be a really good place to be. If you find that you get speed up, you can always go back and have another look. But the important thing now is to stop and start again. Okay, and don't worry yourself. When you come back into school, no one is going to be having a go. No one is going to be complaining, because you've all had different circumstances to where you've been working, how you've been working, whether you've had access to all the to a computer and the internet and all those sorts of things. So we do understand that. So I hope that settles some of your worries and concerns. No one's going to get into trouble. Year 10, this is really key. And if you haven't, or to any student, if you haven't started at all, then I suggest you really do, because you're going to find that you're going to you will be really far behind if you haven't done anything. And I know there's just 1 or 2 of you out there that might be in that situation. So please start. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot more to cover when you come back. But for the vast majority of you, brilliant job, doing a great job. Lots of positive things I've heard about the way you've been working. So carry on and don't worry and just try your best. Next question. I'm really worried about what is happening. Yeah, everyone is, and that's not an unusual. Feeling at all. I think the good thing is that things are improving, and you will see that on TV and the government announcements and in the news and that kind of thing. Things are getting better, and gradually society is being sort of coming out of lockdown, and more things are opening, and so people obviously feel that we're moving in the right direction, and in time this will come to some sort of natural end, and we'll be able to go back to normal. And the school is gearing up for that. We don't know exactly when. We know that we're having year 10 in just over a week's time, which will be fantastic. And I know staff are really looking forward to that. And as more guidance comes out, hopefully we'll be able to start preparing and getting ready for the rest of the school to come back. What's not going to change is our interactions with you. I'll be able to set work with you, trying to communicate with you as much as possible. And if you've got any concerns at all, then do get in contact with your tutor or your progress leader, or if it's related to your subject, get in contact with your teacher, because we are all here to help you. You are not on your own. Listener, I'm really concerned about what I will achieve this summer for my GCSEs, and this was from obviously Year 11 students who haven't been able to take their exams at all this summer. And having worked, for 4.5, nearly 5 years now in secondary school to get to the point where they were ready to take their exams, for many of them, and for many of you, you've been, it's been a real kick in the teeth. It's been really disappointing that you haven't been able to put all your work together to take the exams to get your final qualifications before you move on to hopefully college or apprenticeships or employment. And this concern would have been there, even if you had taken your exams, concerned about what GCSEs you would have got. But obviously this year it's been taken out of your hands completely, because it's been down to teachers and down to the school to create these centre assessment grades. And all I can do is to reassure you is that teachers and all the staff have been working really hard over the last probably 5-6 weeks in making sure the grades that we put forward to the exam boards are the best reflection of what we think you would have got at the end. Okay, and we haven't just used one test or one mock exam or one piece of work. We've used a range of different information that we know about you and that we've collected over the last 1.5 to 2 years, and use that information to give us a very clear guide as to what we think you probably would have got if you'd taken the exam. So it wasn't just about what you're on right now. We sort of extended that to think, well, you would have improved in this area. We know you were working hard. We know you were doing this, and this is the grade we think. It's now down to the exam boards to decide whether they agree with our expectations or with our grades that we've given you, and they will be the judge of that. And if they decide to change them, then it will be down to them. But we've done our very best to ensure that we put forward a grade that we believe you would have got. So please try not to worry. It's now in the hands of other people, but I can assure you the school and your teachers have done their very best to give you every opportunity. Next question. I'm in year 10 and how is this going to impact on me? And that's a really important question, and I can understand why some year 10s put this forward, because clearly they haven't, you've only got a year to go before you take your GCSEs, and what is going to happen in this next year? What I would say to you is at this precise moment is not to worry. Carry on doing the work you're being set, because that is all geared towards you taking your exams next summer. Okay, and that's the most important thing. We're planning as though things are going to carry on as normal. I think, though, that the government and the exam boards will take a good long look at this, and I know in some of the things I've read and listened to over the last few weeks, they're doing this right now. And they're thinking about how much work have year 10 missed over the last 12, 13 weeks and will miss in the future. And then they will adapt the exam to make sure that that is taken into consideration. So it might be that they will ask the schools again, for example, to produce a centre assessment grade. So the work you're doing now is going to be really important for teachers to see how hard you've been working, what sort of things you've been producing, that sort of thing. But it will also be a whole range, as I've explained about year 11, a whole range of other factors. It will be exams you do, tests you do in the future and that sort of thing. So there could be an aspect of that and still an exam at the end. I think all you can do now is focus on the work you're doing and make sure that is the best you can possibly do, and really practice, and make sure your notes and your attempts at questions and those sort of things are the best they can possibly be. Okay. Why can't we have Zoom lessons and live lessons? It's a question I've been asked quite a bit, especially in the early weeks of us closing down. And there are really various reasons for that. First of all, and probably the most important is, in those early stages and over the last few months, not everyone has had access to a computer and Wi-Fi in their homes. And so to set something up, you have to make sure that everyone can have access to that. Otherwise, it's unfair. And then gaps exist between those that have and those that don't. So we made a conscious decision that unless everyone can have access to the same type of experience, then that's unfair and we shouldn't be doing that. So that was the first reason. Second reason is that staff don't necessarily have all the technology at home, a camera, a microphone and all those sorts of things. And therefore they can't produce lessons. So some might be able to do it that way, some might not. And again, that would be unfair on them. They also not necessarily experienced or were trained in this type of thing. So again, it was something that I had to consider and thought it wasn't necessarily appropriate. The third reason is that, my teachers and your teachers have families themselves. So they have to do home learning with their children. And they can't necessarily be on the end of a computer all day, every day to do lessons in that respect. And finally, there was a whole safeguarding issue about who was going to be on the end of the line, who was on the end of the computer, who else was listening, were things being done that were inappropriate and that kind of thing. And I felt during this stage that we haven't been set up right to be able to do these types of lessons. As we move forward, there might be other opportunities. And I think, if September comes and we're still not back in, it's something that I am looking at with my colleagues to see how we can do this in a safer way and a better way. And now we've had some more computers into school, and now we've been able to give out some more computers, etc., to certain students who haven't had them. It might be something that we could look at if we're not back in September. But nevertheless, through Show My Homework and through hopefully the information you've been given, it hasn't prevented you from making progress. It hasn't prevented you from completing your lessons and doing learning. So you certainly have not been disadvantaged by not being involved in that type of learning activity, but maybe something for the future. Final question really was, how long is this all going to go on for? And unfortunately, I don't necessarily have the answer for this. Do I know? I think that, we are moving in the right direction, okay? As you can see, you're allowed out more. You're allowed to mix with more people these days, but obviously at a social distance. Shops are opening up. primary schools are opening up. Even secondary schools are now, inviting year 10s in from next week. And so things are improving. But, and there is a but with this, this R figure, this figure that shows how much this disease is being spread from around the population, is still on a tightrope as they talk about. It's still near this figure of 1, and if it goes over 1, then there is a danger of the disease accelerating again and more people getting sick. And if that's the case, then clearly things will have to be put on hold a little bit longer. And that's why it's so important that for you personally, you do the right things and act in a responsible, mature way. And you make sure that you are adhering to the rules and the regulations regarding what you should do when you're outside, how many people you should mix with, the distance of 2 meters and keeping that distance, so that this disease does not continue and does not continue to spread in the way it has. And that's so important. I think if we do all those things, then you know what, we can as a country beat this, and we can get back to some sort of normality and get you back into school and all those sorts of things. So let's all work together at this. Let's make sure we can get this, take our responsibility for our own actions, and then I feel we've got a good chance of getting back to normal quicker and sooner. Okay, and that's the last question that came from that. I hope very quickly this has been it's been a little bit helpful for you. It's answered a few more of your questions, and if there are any more questions that you have of me, you can always email the school, and I'll happily try and respond to those. But in the meantime, I've heard some lovely things from year 7 and 10 tutors this week, from your responses, from the Wellbeing conversations, and I hope with 8 and 9 we'll get a similar response this week, and that you'll find that very, very useful indeed. In the meantime, have a very good week. Work hard, take on board what I've said, and I'll speak to you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.